Hello there, thanks for your time. My name is Lucas and I'm an account manager and content creator at QRCodeKIT. We've invited you to this webinar to wrap up 2025 and welcome 2026 with new insights regarding creation and management of QR codes. With that being said, the first question that comes to mind when wanting to use QR codes is if people will actually scan them. There's a fear of not knowing how much effort or cost will be put in place in order to do so. One has to determine the target audience, the experience, the design, the placement, how well it will integrate with pre-existing graphical assets, and all of that has a cost. And then there's the goal, which is of course to captivate users with well-designed and implemented experiences. So going in deeper, let's see why QR codes may fail. We can split the answer into two, content and form. There's static versus dynamic QR codes, which we'll go into in a little while. And then there's the customer journey, meaning the experience they get after scanning the QR code. On the other hand, we have the form. People want to know what they're getting into before scanning the QR code. That is why it's important to have a call to action. And finally, the design and the placement. QR codes have to be likable and findable. So static versus dynamic QR codes. Static QR codes are the standard QR code. They were invented back in 1994 to track vehicle parts during manufacturing. And basically what they do is encode the information directly into the QR code, the patterns that you see. There's no way to update or change it, and there's no way to actually get statistical information from them. Dynamic QR codes, on the other hand, what they do is encode the information into a short URL, which is trackable, and the content can be edited or updated whenever you want. Aside from that, there's also the option to brand the entire short URL instead of using the standard QRCodeKIT one. So you can use your own subdomain and your Slack. One thing that we wanted to point out is that at Label Expo in Spain, which is the biggest packaging and labeling event in the world, our sister company, Digital Link, unveiled a new groundbreaking technology regarding conversational packaging. And during that presentation, they performed a survey with the audience, and they found out that 55% of the attendees didn't know the difference between static and dynamic QR codes. These findings are huge, and one of the reasons why we want to educate people, not only because it's what we offer, but because they allow businesses to grow and get the best out of QR code technology. So, are your QR codes saying something new and special? There's a huge percentage of people who use QR codes to simply redirect to a URL, whether it be a website or a social media profile. And that is great, of course. But QR codes are meant to provide so much more in terms of experiences. So the idea here is to try different ones, such as digital business cards or menu QR codes, social media, or even a fully customized landing page. We have an example here. Here's the part where you select the type of content that you want for your QR code. In this case, we are going to select landing page. And we can see that we can select from different elements to build our fully customized landing page, whether it be a text, image, video, social icons, etc. Sort them, and we can even fully customize the look and feel of the landing page with background color or image, the button links, etc. Here's another example. The business card, which has the added value of allowing you to add the contact information to a device. And then there are other types such as WhatsApp or app stores. A WhatsApp QR code allows you to start a chat directly in WhatsApp with a predefined message, and the App Store QR code allows you to download an app. If you have an Android device, you will go to Google Play. If you have an iOS device, you will go to the App Store. So moving on to form, we have the call to action. The content of the QR code may be extremely exciting, but then again, people may not know that before actually scanning the QR code. So that is why we offer frames for you to add different CTAs. You can choose one of the frames we have here, set its color, and enter your own call to action to provide a brief description of what the users will get after scanning the QR code. Then we have design and location. Where and how is as important as what. That is why having a well-designed QR code is so important. We offer the ability to add logos, set the body pattern, its color, and more importantly, to create artistic QR codes. We'll go into those in a little while. In regards to placement, people shouldn't have to guess where the QR code is located in a packaging or a billboard or a poster. They should have to be surprised by the QR code itself via its design or its location within a given graphical asset. And as I mentioned before, during this year we unveiled artistic QR codes, basically QR codes powered by AI. It's as simple as going into the QR code design model, clicking the beautify option, entering a prompt, and generating the results. You will get 4 outputs by doing so, and there's a dedicated article that goes into how to create the best prompt to achieve the best results. So we went through content, we went through form, but in order to understand how well everything is performing, we need to rely on statistical information. Aside from the artistic QR codes that we introduced this year, we also overhauled the way in which you view the statistical information. You can easily view the amount of visits and unique visits that the QR code got, where it was scanned according to country and city, with what device or operating system the content was viewed on, and you can download the report as a PDF or XLS file to share the information with your teammates. Aside from that, you can also connect the statistical data to your Google Analytics account in order to view everything from there. So QR codes are not magical, but they can achieve great results if used wisely. So the 3 main takeaways of this presentation today are to use dynamic QR codes because they can be updated and tracked, to use artistic QR codes powered by AI to boost engagement with users, and to track statistical information in order to improve your strategy. And before I leave, there's one last thing as a Christmas gift. Remember I mentioned before that our sister company, Digital Link, was at Label Expo. They introduced a groundbreaking technology regarding conversational packaging. Basically, an AI assistant that allows you to speak with a product. So the idea is that Clio, this AI assistant, will also be available for QRCodeKIT. So that's the true ending of this webinar. Thanks for your time, hope you found it useful. And now we open the chat for questions.